Greetings, y'all. Welcome to Karen Hope's 15 Minutes of Solid Inspiration. This here is the YouTube channel where hope grows inspiration, y'all. Thank you so much for being here today. Usually, I'm like, hey, welcome this beautiful day, right? But y'all, it's cold today. We had the freeze of the century in Texas, like less than 2 weeks ago. Like, we were cold, y'all. Like, seriously, icicles on our cars and, snow. Now, I know it's not a big deal here in YouTube land, all around the world. Some people wake up with, snow past the car, past the windows, past the doors. Okay, yeah, that's a different life. In South Texas, it's hot all the time. We had snow. We had icicles this here round and this here long hanging off of stuff. We didn't have power. We didn't have water. Everything was out of the stores. I mean, like, it was pretty hectic. But then we finally evened out. The lights came back on. The water started running, and we had tropical weather again. Like, literally. Went to sleep one day, it was 30 degrees, and we woke up the next day with 70, and it gradually got pleasant. Like, yesterday it was hot. Had on a tank top. Then, today, a wind came through about 8 o'clock. I was walking my puppy Clyde, and then I heard all the wind chimes in our apartment complex start going off. Now, when you're a country girl, or been around people that are from country girls and country guys, you know that when all the wind chimes start going off at one time, a north wind just blew through, and rain, possible rain, but some cold is coming. It's going to be a mite chilly by the evening. Well, it's a mite chilly right now. Usually, all that sun that's usually coming in my window. See, there's no sun a lot of sun in my window today. It's overcast. This window was all the way up. I mean, the shade is open and all the way up. There's no sunshine out there today. Yeah. So I'm waiting on this cold weather to come. So I'm on here in the channel right now to let y'all know that it's cold outside, and that episode 179 of my daily inspirational podcast, Karen Hope's 15 Minutes of Solid Inspiration, has been produced and published and is available for listening down in these podcast links down below in the description box. Y'all check it out, okay? And after you hear today's episode, you have 178 more to listen to. 179 episodes since July 3rd, 2020. I'm liking this. So yes, I'm here to let you know episode 179 has been produced and published, and today's episode was called Intentions versus Energy. Oh, I'm not going to talk about this in its entirety. No. I'm going to tell you something quickly. You'll be able to visualize it, and you know what I'm talking about. Now, growing up, and I've had a lot of years behind me. I like to say 15 these days. I have 50 years behind me. And I remember hearing people say, the wiser people, the wisest of my family as I was growing up, the elders, they would say things like, good intentions will pave the way to hell. Or, good intentions pave the road to hell. Yeah, that's what they said. I didn't understand that for a long time. Because when we're little, when we're younger, old folks are crazy, aren't they? Yeah, they're crazy. They weren't that crazy. Crazy at all, as a matter of fact, not even a little bit crazy. We were crazy for not listening. Okay, so what that means is this. I'll just give an example. And then we'll leave it at that. We can tell ourselves, and I'll go with a relationship, because this is it's relatable to all grown folks. We have marriages, we have friendships, we have work relationships, we have just regular friendships. Those bonds. Okay, so you tell yourself, because you're tired of your relationships falling by the wayside, whatever relationship, all of them that you can have. just fall apart. And you're telling yourself, I do not want another bad relationship. I do not want another bad relationship. I do not want another bad relationship. Sounds good, right? Sounds like we're telling ourselves the right thing. It sounds like we're being affirmative. We are not. Okay? Because we are constantly saying what we don't want. We're coming from a mindset of lack. I do not want. I do not want. I do not want. When we do that, we get what we don't want. Isn't that something? We get what we don't want because we're focusing on what we don't want now. When we say, I will have a good relationship. I am going to have a relationship. I do have a good relationship. Once you start speaking from that tone, that attitude, look, y'all, you're saying the exact same thing. It's the exact same thought. A good relationship is the thought, but the intention behind don't and not, and that mindset of lack switches the energy. We need energy to remain good and all of these things that we want. So instead of saying what we don't want, we say what we do want. I do want. I do want. I do want. Or even better, I have. I have. I have. For instance, you want $1 million? You don't have $1 million? Pretend like you got $1 million in the bank. Say it. Oh, I got $1 million in the bank. Sounds crazy, but you say it enough, you're going to have $1 million in the bank. I'm going to keep moving along. We're going to tie up this video with a pretty little bow. Okay? And we're going to keep it positive. We're going to stay in this mindset of receiving by understanding this at all times. It helps me. I'm going to say this right quick before I continue. Yesterday, I mentioned something about I'll say this. I don't know what to say. I'm trying not to bring up yesterday's episode because of what it'll do is it'll move me, propel me forward into another hour of talking. So I'll say it this way. I say these things on this video, on these videos, on the podcast. I write the things in the blog daily, not because I'm perfect, not because I'm trying to be perfect, not because I'm trying to act like I'm perfect, not to try to be anything that I'm not. I'm doing it because I am not perfect, because I want to do something different, because what I was doing before wasn't working for me, as far as staying positive, as far as staying motivated, as far as being happy. And what I love to do, this is what I love to do. I love to communicate with people. This is what I love to do. I love to teach. Not necessarily a teacher, but I feel like I'm teaching. So, to say all that, I'm not perfect. I'm trying to talk about these things. I talk about these things because I need to talk to myself first. And I'm not trying to tell anybody what not to do. Okay? Never am I trying to tell anybody what not to do. I'm never going to tell anybody what not to do. What I'm going to do is say what's keeping me from doing those things I used to do. For instance, I mentioned the tequila yesterday or day before. I had someone mention to me, I remember when we were throwing back those shots. Now, I remember too. I remember the place I was in. Now, I'm not saying that I don't throw back shots. I'm not saying that anybody shouldn't throw back shots. But I remember when I was throwing back shots, I was in such a place of misery that I was trying to get rid of something. I was trying to forget something. Now, if I were to take a shot of tequila, it's because somebody had a baby. Or we're celebrating somebody I don't know. It's a celebration. And it's not a sit down and it's not drinking. It's just a celebration. Salud. And keep moving. Because there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's all I'm trying to say. Let's move forward. Sometimes I say these things, I feel like I have to explain myself. I'm trying to get out of the habit, because y'all, if you know me in real life, that was a problem that I had before. Constantly explaining to a fault, because sometimes when you're constantly explaining, that means you're trying to people please, and you may tend to tell a lie or two. People pleasing. What's the good of that? Nothing. So I'm going to move on. The transparency is real. This is what I want to talk about. God. Go figure. This is what I want to say. Y'all, please forgive my puppy Clyde. It's going to start barking right now. Somebody's walking by. I'm not going to let that stop this video right now. God is what I want to talk about. If God is so good, first and foremost, He is all the time. There is no lie in that. If there's the ultimate truth in life, is God is good. No denying it. Now, if I want to say this too. I know a lot of people say they love God, and we do love God. We do love God. But aren't there people in the world that we love so much, but we don't like them at all? I mean, we'll do anything for these people. We don't like them. So I want to say this. I'm not going to even say I love God. I do love God. I'm going to say I really like Him. I really like God. Because of this one reason. If I decided I didn't like or love God, if you decided you didn't like or love God, if for some reason we get into this really cool sync, global sync. I say cool because actually what I'm going to say is not cool, but I mean, if we could all do that, that would be pretty cool. This global sync where all 780 plus billion people on the planet got the memo to stop believing in God at midnight 01. You know, like shut it down. Pick a date, shut it down. Believe, shut down. Everybody stop. Like the lights go off. The God lights. Do you know what? It's not going to bother God. He's still going to be God. Oh God, that is so great to me. You know, because we depend on each other, y'all. I keep looking at this time over here. I'm trying to keep up with the time, but sometimes I feel like, don't try. Oh, y'all. We depend on each other down here. Proper and effective communication, you know, bonds, loving bonds, good energy, positive energy, you know, respect. And we all should respond well to life and what life is presenting us while we're living together. Y'all hear Clyde talking. He wants to be on the YouTube video today. Yes, but we need to work down here. We need to live down here together, right? So this life depends on how we feel about each other, how we treat each other, how we love each other, how we keep each other, how we let each other go. Things like that. But guess what? God is God all by Himself. That's it. We can stop believing in Him right now, which I suggest we do not. But we have the choice. We certainly have the choice. We can do whatever we want to. God is good. But guess what? He's still going to be here. He's still going to reign. He's still going to be good. He's still going to be the highest power of all powers. He's still going to be our source of everything. everything, including our thoughts. You know, people say, man, I got my own thoughts. No, you don't. I don't know what to say about that. Actually, I mean, we have a choice to do these things, but y'all, God's plan and His will is what is done. We can rock with it. We can roll with it. We can deny it. We can embody it. We can do whatever. That's what choice is. Thank God we have opportunities and chances to change our mind if we're not making the right choice. Oh. And when I say right, what I mean is the better choice, because our choices are meant to mold and navigate us through our life. And either way, God is there. Either way, God is there to help us through, pick us up, provide everything. Able body, able mind, willingness, faith, belief, all of those things. You know what? Even those mountains we have to climb, even those mountains, you know, we ask God, please move the mountain, but God will put it right in front of us so it'll move us. And sometimes it's us that needs to move. Do some moving around. Yeah. So that's all I want to talk about. I just want to talk about how good God is and how He does not need us. But we certainly need Him for every single thing. The air we breathe, we need Him. He is the air we breathe. We need Him. Okay. That's all I want to say. Y'all, thank you for being here. Thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video. Because again, I can get to talking when I want to. And I want to. So yes, thank you for being here. Now, for those who are currently supporting the podcast, thank you so much for your solid support. And for those who are considering supporting the podcast, check out the Anchor link down in the description box, y'all, and just click the support button on the Spotify link. Okay, I appreciate your support in advance. Now, watching the video right now, y'all, like this video, okay? Comment, because I've been getting some cool comments. Well, I mean, like, I'm getting a lot of comments, but I need to figure out this YouTube thing because some comments I can't see. So I don't know if they're like spam comments. I don't know. I have to figure that out. I have to have someone come help me with that. So if y'all are leaving comments and I haven't responded, a lot of them just says, it shows me who left a comment, like it'll show the name and show the profile picture, but there'll be no comments. I say left a comment, but there will be no comments. So I'm going to work on that, y'all. So have patience, because if you're leaving comments, I'm going to get back to you. I'm good at that. Okay, so yes, subscribe. Turn that pretty little, notification bell, that red notification bell, change it gray. Change it gray like this day. Yeah, I don't like gray days, but I do like gray notification bells, so thank you in advance for that. Now, y'all, I hope that it's sunshiny where you are. But if it is not, appreciate the rain. We need that too. Okay? It's very important. The rain is just as important as that sunshine. And it'll give you a reason to stay inside.